Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In this video we are gonna talk about the divisibility rule for different numbers. So we will start from the divisibility rule for 2, right? So the rule is that if the last digit of a number is even, then the number will be divisible by 2. For example, 242. So here we see that the last number is even and this number is divisible by 2. Similarly, if we take another number 134, then this number is also divisible by 2 because the last digit is even. In such number whose last digit is even, these numbers are divisible by 2. Let me explain this number. So 132 divided by 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Subtract 12 from 13, the remainder is 1, and bring down the 4 near 1, which become 14. 2 times 7 is 14. So subtract 14 from 14, the remainder is 0. So we say that 134 is divisible by 2. So all those numbers whose last digit is even is divisible by 2. Let me take another example, just like 135. Let me check this number as either divisible by 2 or not. So by division method, so 135 divided by 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Subtract 12 from 13, the remainder is 1. Bring down the 5, 1, which become 15. Now 2 times 7 is 14. Subtract the 14 from 15, the remainder is 1. So there as a remainder is 1 at the end of the division of the 135 by 2. So we see that 135 cannot be divided by 2. So this proves that if the last digit of a number is even, then the number will be divisible by 2. So dear viewers, that was the divisibility rule for 2. Now we are discussing the divisibility rule for 3. So if the sum of digits of a number is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3, right? Let's see an example 33. So we check whether this number is divisible by 3 or not. So we take that 3 plus 3, 33 is equal to 3 plus 3, which is equal to 6. So 3 plus 3 is 6, and 6 is divisible by 3. So we can say that 33 is divisible by 3. Let's take another example, 137. So let's check whether this number is divisible by 3 or not. So 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 7 is 11. So 11 is not divisible by 3. 137 cannot be divided by 3. Let's see another example, 127, to check whether this number is divisible by 3 or not. So 1 plus 3 is 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 7 is 10. So this 10 is again not divisible by 3. So we say that 127 is not divisible by 3, right? So let's another example, 147, whether this number is divisible by 3 or not. So 1 plus 4 plus 7, right? So 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 7 is 12. So 12 is divisible by 3. So we can say that 147 is divisible by 3. And by following these rules, that if the sum of all the digits of a number is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. So this example proves that if sum of the digits of a number is divisible by 3, then the whole number is divisible by 3. Divisibility rule for 4. So if the last two digits of a number are divisible by 4, then the number will be divisible by 4, right? So let's see an example which is in which the last digit or divisible by 4. So let's see 416, whether this number is divisible by 4 or not. So we see that the last digit of the 406 is divisible by 4, which is equal to 16 over 4 is equal to 4. So the last digit, two digit of this number 416 divisible by 4. So we can say that 406 is divisible by 4. Let's see another example, 532, to check whether this number is divisible by 4 or not. So here we see that the last two digits or 32 and 32 is divisible by 4, which is equal to 8. So 534 is also divisible by 4. So 532 divided by 4. So 5 times 1 is 5, 4 times 1 is 4. Subtract the 4 from the 5, the remainder is 1. Bring down the 3 near 1, which become 13, and 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract the 12 from the 13, the remainder is 1. Bring down the 2 near 1, become 12. So 4 times 3 is 12, right? So we can say that 532 is divisible by 4. So 532 is divisible by 4 because the last two digits 32 is divisible by 4. So according to this rule, if the last two digits of a number are divisible by 4, then the whole number will be divisible by 4. So this, from these examples, if the last two digits of a number are divisible by 4, then the whole number will be divisible by 4. Now we are discussing the divisibility rule for 5. So according to this rule, if the last digit of a number is either 0 or 5, then the number will be divisible by 5. So according to this rule, if the last digit of a number is either 0 or 5, then the number will be divisible by 5. So let's see an example, 100. So here we see that the last digit of this number is 0 and 100 and is divisible by 5, which is equal to 20. Here another example in which the last digit is 5. So let's take 55 as an example. 55 is divisible by 5 because it is equal to 11. Let's see another example, 550 divided by 5, which is equal to 110, right? So we can say that if the last digit of a number is either 0 or 5, then that number will be divisible by 5. So according to the divisibility rule, if the last digit of a number is either 0 or 5, then the number will be divisible by 5. So dear viewers, this was the divisibility rule for 5, right? If you have any confusion, then comment your confusion in the comment box, or if you want to ask any question, then comment your question in the comment section. Now here we are discussing the divisibility rule for 6. So if the last digit of a number is even and the sum of its digits is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 6. So let's see an example, just like 336, right? So here we see that 336 is divisible by 6 because 3 plus 3 is 6, and plus 6, which is equal to 12, and 12 is divisible by 6. 12 is divisible by 3. So we can say that 336 is divisible by 6. So here let's see another example in which 126, right? So here we see that 126 is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 6, which is equal to 9, and 9 is divisible by 3, and the last digit of 126 is even. So we may say that 126 is divisible by 6, right? So if the last digit of a number is even and the sum of its digits is divisible by 3, then the number will be divisible by 6, right? So according to the rule for divisibility, there is no specific rule for divisibility of 7. And there is no such number that we can say that this number is divisible by 7 or not, right? Divisibility rule for 8. If the last three digits of a number are divisible by 8, then that number will be divisible by 8, right? 238, right? So if we say that this number is divisible by 8 or not, so simply we will do the calculation for the division of that number, whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. So we see that we are dividing 238 by 8, right? So 8 times 2 is 16, the remainder is 7, and bring down the 8, right? So 8 times 9 is 72, the remainder is 6, right? So here we see 238 is not divisible by 8, so this number is not divisible by 8, right? So we see that this number is not divisible by 8 because the last three digits of that number are not divisible by 8, so this total number is not divisible by 8, right? So if the last three digits of a number are divisible by 8, then the whole number will be divisible by 8, right? Now we are discussing the divisibility rule for 9. If the sum of the digits of a number is divisible by 9, then that number will be divisible by 9, right? So 3123, 3123, whether this number is divisible by 9 or not. So we will take the addition of the digits of these numbers, just like 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, what is equal to 9, and 9 is divisible by 9. And I say that 3123 is divisible by 9, right? Divisibility rule for 10. So if a number ends in 0, then that number will be divisible by 10, just like 10, 20, 30, 100, 1000, etc. These are the number that are divisible by 10, 0 at the end of each number. So we say that all of these numbers are divisible by 10, right? So dear viewers, if you have liked the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such interesting and informative videos related to mathematics, right? So thank you for watching.